I've been designing daily routines for years, but whatever I did, I just simply could not follow. I kept procrastinating and sabotaging my own plans, and this partially happens because of the wrong design. Until around a year ago, I created the perfect schedule that finally made me productive. You are not lazy, you just lack structure. Welcome to the Self-Transcendence series. Self-transcendence means to overcome your old self and pursue your goals and fulfill your potential every day. It's a method I developed while exploring the lives and mentality of great men and has allowed me to achieve perfect discipline. This video serves to inspire you and educate you while showing you what self-transcendence looks like. If you want to become a disciplined man starting now, join our free group in which you'll find the Self-Transcendence Challenge, which will teach you how to do this step by step. So let me talk about the first schedule, the first routine that I ever created that I actually managed to stick to and not procrastinate on. It all starts with sleeping 8 hours a day. Sleep is pretty much paramount to actual discipline and doing habits simply because it recharges you. It recharges you from day to day. A common problem with the people I've coached is that most of them have fucked up sleep routines, sleep schedules. So if you fix your sleep schedule, you're going a long way towards actually becoming consistent. Sleep is energy. You need energy to be consistent. It's as simple as that. So without wasting much time on this first task, sleep 8 hours a day. It's mandatory. You're playing the game on hard mode. Otherwise, the second thing is to wake up and start work immediately. So this is one of the most life-changing habits I've ever done. And I should probably make a video about it, but if you wake up first thing in the morning and start working immediately, if that genuinely becomes a habit of yours, you can genuinely change your life. The reason for this is because how you start your day pretty much dictates what your day is gonna look like. It's very, very hard to have a productive day when you've started badly, because you've gone down the slope of being lazy, and now you're just gonna do it for the rest of the day. But if you go down the slope of being productive, you're already on the slope, you're already going, so you might as well finish the day like this. So do the work first thing in the morning, immediately after waking up. This changed my life because instead of scrolling, instead of watching YouTube, instead of watching porn or doing all these shitty habits, I started doing the work. And every day, no matter how bad my energy was or how much I wanted to procrastinate, I still got 2 to 4 hours of work done. So the second or the third tip I want to give you is to do the hardest work first. So your first work task must always be the hardest task. The reason for this is because you have something called willpower. Willpower is your discipline, essentially your ability to be disciplined. If you try to do the hard work tasks when your willpower is low, you lose. Your willpower gets low as the day progresses. It's like a battery. So if you want to be the most productive and do the most work, always put the hardest work first thing in the morning, because you still have the energy to actually get it done. The fourth tip I want to give you is to have an intermittent pattern. So this schedule, the routine that I created, had an intermittent pattern. This meant that I worked a little bit for 1 or 2 hours, then I rested, then I worked, then I rested, then I worked, then I rested, then I worked, then I rested. This pattern allowed me to actually sustain my work. Before, when I used to do this thing where I would put 8 hours of work at once, 8 hours of studying or anything like that, I never actually managed to stick to it because simply it was too overwhelming. I got overwhelmed and I didn't want to do it. So if you want to actually do the work, if you want to do 8 hours of work, it's better to do it 1 or 2 hours at a time, and then it'll seem achievable, because you can imagine yourself doing 1 or 2 hours of work, but you can't imagine yourself doing 8 hours of work. That seems like a tremendous chore. So if you want to do work, definitely try the intermittent pattern where you work and then you rest, and then you work, and then you rest. This is one of those life-changing things that I learned that really helped me. Now, the next thing is about working out, eating healthy, meditating, and journaling. So the way I rested from the work in the intermittent pattern was with these 4 habits. The reason these 4 habits are so important is because that's what it takes to maintain your physical and mental health. And if your physical health is fucked, you lack energy. You actually genuinely can't do any of the work. And if your mental health is fucked, then obviously you're not gonna do any work because you just feel like shit all the time. It just doesn't happen. You can't focus. If you want to fix your physical health, you work out every single day and you eat healthy. If you work out every single day and you eat healthy, you have the energy to actually put in the work. But even if you have 24 hours in which you eat junk food and then you don't even work out, you really struggle with the work. The second thing is meditating and journaling. Meditating and journaling fix my mental health. I'm not gonna explain in detail why this happens. You can look into it yourself, but definitely do not underestimate this tip, because most people will underestimate what I'm saying right now. Most people will underestimate meditation and journaling, but I'm genuinely telling you that they actually changed my life. Meditation allowed me to focus on the work and be more aware of my thoughts and to prevent myself procrastinating like 100 times. And journaling basically made me grateful about life. This is what I did, gratitude journaling, and combining these habits. So working and then resting by either working out, eating healthy, meditating, or journaling genuinely changed my discipline. And I stopped procrastinating because I could get through the 1 or 2 hours of work and then I had rest. But the rest was not something bullshit like playing video games or watching a movie. The rest was something that genuinely gave me more energy, gave me more power to then complete the next work session. And it became like this snowball. I became more and more productive. I had more and more energy. I was able to sustain my discipline. One of the final tips I want to give you is to rest for 2 hours at night at least. So you want to rest each night. If you don't rest in a night, if you try to go all day every day, it just doesn't happen. Never happens. So each night you actually need to rest to actually be recovered for the next day. It's very tempting to have a productive day and be like, oh, you know what? I should spend the last 2 hours productive as well. It's very tempting, but it doesn't work like this, because if you tire yourself out way too much in the current day, you're not going to be as productive in the next day. So each night you want to actually rest. The reason rest is important is because otherwise you burn out immediately. You need to actually sustain this. If you want to sustain this, you need to rest. So each night for 2 hours, the best way to rest is to socialize or read. So you can socialize. Socializing is the best method. But if you don't have anybody, you can basically read or watch podcasts or just do something that educates you. So you don't want to rest by playing video games, watching movies and things like that. Listen, if that's what you want to do it, but I don't recommend it, and I'm saying this very seriously. But each night you have to rest. The final tip I want to give you is basically about music. See, the work was a big chore for me a lot of times I actually struggled. So having music there genuinely changed my life, because whenever I had to go through these work sessions that were so difficult that I didn't even want to do them, putting on some music is what got me through them. So definitely you shouldn't listen to music all the time, but if you struggle with your discipline, if you have genuinely tough work sessions that you have to get through, if you can, consider music. It's one of those small changes but with major consequences that you can do. So listen to music during your work sessions. It will give you free dopamine. Yes, it's a little bit distracting, but at the end of the day, if you want to actually be consistent, it'll help you a lot. Hey, what's up? So as you saw, I'm on a break from the 24th to the 29th, pretty much. I'm going on this break to be with the girl I love. It's one of those rare opportunities because we don't get to see each other at all times. So that's why I'm gone. I would never really rest by myself. I would never actually consciously choose that, oh shit, I'm gonna have a rest day. I never do that anymore. And I'm not really tired. I'm just going on this rest sort of to be with my girl, to maintain the relationship and to have a lot of fun. So yeah, join the community, join a group if you want to set clear goals to your life and become an ambitious, hardworking, and disciplined man. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.